This is Capitol Gate, the most inclined skyscraper on the planet. It defies gravity, leaning at almost 5 times more than Italy's Leaning Tower of Pisa. To make it stand up, it'll take some extraordinary engineering. The team come up with an extraordinary design. A tower that spirals out of the ground to 160 meters. Inspired by a desert whirlwind and the splash of a wave rising over the sand. This gravity-defying skyscraper tilts almost 5 times more than Italy's Leaning Tower of Pisa. No single angle of this tower is the same as another. It's a structure guaranteed to amaze. Now, the idea must make the leap from the drawing board to the construction site. The only problem is, no one has ever attempted a skyscraper like this before.
Everyone realized that this is a crazy structure to build, and how are we going to build it?
To make Capitol Gate's gravity-defying design a reality, it'll take some extraordinary engineering, and the challenge begins on day 1. Its top floors overhang its base by 33 meters, creating huge forces that want to rip the building's foundations out of the ground. The solution requires almost 400 concrete piles that work in 2 different ways. On the leaning side, half of the piles push the overhang's forces into the ground. On the opposite side, the remaining piles anchor deeper into the bedrock. They resist the stretching forces, trying to wrench the building out of the ground. Finally, to evenly distribute Capitol Gate's forces into the piles, a deep concrete slab reinforced with steel is laid on top. Architects have designed a curved leaning tower. But it'll take some audacious engineering to stop Capitol Gate from falling over. Normal skyscrapers are built around a slim vertical core, which helps to channel the building's weight into the ground. The engineers developed 2 groundbreaking solutions. The first part of their plan is to build the core with a curve, bending in the opposite direction to the building's lean. As the structure grows, its weight pulls the core straight.
Yeah, we used to have it all around the core.
Capitol Gate can't channel forces with eggshell, but it can use the principle of how it works, using a diagrid. A diagrid is a giant mesh of steel that wraps around the core. Steel beams connect to a node or joint to form a cruciform section. 720 uniquely shaped sections link together to form the thin but immensely strong diagrid. Working together, these cruciforms equally distribute the forces down the outside of the building. Now, this leaning tower must be clad with a glass facade. And as always with this gravity-defying structure, it's going to require some revolutionary engineering. Triangular panes can pivot in 3 directions, and when joined together, can cover complex geometric surfaces. But because every angle of the building is unique, it'll take 26,000 triangular panes to form the facade. Capitol Gate's internal fit-out will take another year. Only then will its 5-star hotel and Abu Dhabi's most unusual office address be open for business. But against the odds, the team have created one of the most extraordinary megastructures on the planet. Capitol Gate twists and spirals out of the ground, soaring to a full 162 meters. It's taken nearly 6 million man-hours to construct, and its overhang is spectacular.